If you ever step into an elevator and you see a button marked 13, don't press it, even if you think it's just a mistake. A few years ago, one young man ignored that warning. 5 days later, the police found him. But when detectives reviewed the security footage, they discovered something impossible. He never came out of the elevator. This story was told by an elevator technician who worked in an old apartment building. The building had only 9 floors. Nothing unusual. At least, that's what everyone thought. Almost every night, residents reported the exact same thing. The elevator would arrive by itself. The doors would slowly open. Nobody was inside. But the display always showed one number: 13. There was only one problem. The building didn't have a 13th floor. Engineers inspected the control system. They replaced the wiring. They even shut down the entire elevator. But every few nights, it came back. One night, a 25-year-old man named Max came home from work. He had heard all the stories, but he didn't believe any of them. He pressed the elevator button. The doors opened immediately. He stepped inside. He pressed 9. The elevator started moving. Floor 1. Floor 2. Floor 3. 4. 5. 6. 7. 8. 9. But it didn't stop. Max frowned. 10. 11. 12. Then 13. The elevator stopped. The doors slowly opened. There wasn't another floor outside. There was a hallway. Long. Silent. Empty. Concrete walls stretched into the darkness. Old lights flickered overhead. Wooden doors lined both sides of the corridor. Every door had a date instead of a number. 1986, 1987 and 1988, 1989. Then Max noticed one door. It had today's date. His heart started racing. Slowly, he reached for the handle and opened it. Inside, he saw his own apartment. Everything was exactly the same. The same couch. The same kitchen. The same family photos. But nobody was there. Only one television. Suddenly, it turned on by itself. A news reporter appeared on the screen. Police have confirmed the death of 25-year-old Max. He couldn't breathe. The victim disappeared 5 days ago. Max rushed toward the television. He pulled the plug. The screen went black. Then, someone started clapping behind him. Max slowly turned around. The hallway was full of people. None of them had been there before. They stood perfectly still. They never blinked. They never moved. Then Max looked closer. Every face was his own. A little boy. A teenager. A middle-aged man. An old man. Every version of himself. Standing together. Suddenly, they all smiled. And at the exact same moment, they all said, "You're here too early." The lights went out. Complete darkness. 2 seconds later, the lights came back. They were closer. Max ran. He jumped back into the elevator. He slammed the button for the first floor. The doors closed. Then, the elevator dropped. It wasn't going down. It was falling. Like the cables had snapped. Max screamed. Then everything stopped. The doors opened. He was standing in the lobby. Everything looked normal. The next morning, Max reported everything to the police. Investigators checked the security cameras. The footage showed Max entering the elevator. 3 seconds later, he calmly walked back out. According to the cameras, he never went upstairs. He never disappeared. Days later, workers searched the elevator shaft. Hidden behind a concrete wall, they found an old steel door. It had been welded shut decades earlier. Painted across the metal was a single number: 13. They forced it open. Behind the door was another elevator. Empty. Silent. And inside, there was only one button. 13. No one has ever pressed it again.